Alright, so this is a 462 chassis that I chopped. Actually, I didn't cut it. I made another channel and moved this set of wheels forward a little bit, like that. This rod was a longer rod. I cut it and doubled it up, soldered it, and it's the incorrect length. So in order to test what length I need, I bent the rod like that. I will unsolder it and straighten it out, but it's just a test. So what I did here was I moved the pistons up and I moved what used to be the valve linkage. I chopped it all, and as you can see, it's all bent in. That's because it needs to fit inside the shell. Now, the train that I'm making here is a 442 Hiawatha. This is going to be part of my shell. This is made out of very thin Lexan. I set up a file on the computer and a CAD file and put the windows and all that stuff in the back. Basically, it's pretty to scale to get the shape of this. And I'm going to use, doesn't look like much right now, but this is plastic tubing. It was a 2.5 inch or 3 inch. I cut it in half and flattened it out, and then belt sanded it down, wet sanded it to get so there's no ridges in it. And as you see, if you look at it at an angle, it's got a very slight curve to it and still needs a little bit of work. Well, a section of this, about 1 inch, is going to be chopped off for both sides. And that's basically going to be bonded to the frame, like the shell, like this. Obviously, that clear piece that's sitting on top of it is the walkway. Now, once it's all bonded together, I'll make the nose. But stuff here is kind of flexible. And what's going to happen when I'm done with it, I will lightly coat it in super glue and then sprinkle baking soda all over it in a couple layers. And then I'll scuff it down and make it smooth. And it'll be as hard as a rock. It won't bend anymore. But I needed this for the, the guide. So like I said, inside here I'll have it. It'll be super glue, very thin layer of super glue, and baking soda. And then another layer of super glue and baking soda. And that will stop it from flexing, and it'll make it awfully strong. So that's how I just started this project today. That's as far as I've gotten. It probably took me a week or so to do, but this actually runs pretty well. Like I said, I had to bend the rods because they are not the right length. As you can see, I doubled it up and soldered them, and then I sanded them down so they were flat. I tapered the edges, and then I went to use it, and it acted like I had a quarter-inch issue, and it was because the rods are too big. So I just bent them the shape, the size that I needed. Now I'll take these off. I'll put them on a piece of masking tape, draw out where the holes are supposed to be, and then resolder it and line it up to where the holes are right now on the same length. So, like I said, this is going to be a Hiawatha. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, but you can see the the shape where the windows are and the shape of it. So we'll get there. Thank you.